Hey guys, I'm Annalise and welcome back to my kitchen. This week, I'm gonna be showing you how I make chicken piccata. This is by far one of my favorite recipes to make and eat, and I think it's a classic that everyone should have in their cookbook, and I'm excited to share with you how I do it. So let me share with you what you're gonna need. For this recipe, you're gonna need some fresh parsley. I just picked this up at the grocery store. You're gonna need shallot, which we're going to slice. We also have 3 thinly sliced chicken breasts. You can use 4 for this recipe, but tonight it's just Zach and I, so we're using 3. We have some separate pats of butter, so I'm using 4 tonight, but you wanna make sure that they're separated because this is gonna be used in the end to help thicken it. We have some capers, some minced garlic, 2 lemons, some chicken broth, white wine, and some flour to season the chicken breast. We also have heavy whipping cream and cornstarch. And I'm gonna use this in the end. It kind of determines whether or not if I want it to be creamy or if I just want to thicken the sauce with some cornstarch. So you can choose whatever one you want, and you just use a few tablespoons depending on how thick you want the sauce to be and how creamy you want it to be. And then lastly, you're gonna need some angel hair pasta. We're only using half of this package, and the water is boiling behind me, and make sure you season the water very, very much. Put a lot of salt. But first things first, we're gonna go ahead and flour our chicken. This is really just gonna help us give the chicken a really nice crispy top. Now it's not gonna fry it and it's not going to make it like a big thick breading. This is just gonna give it a nice crisp. So what I have here is some all-purpose flour, and I went ahead and put some salt and pepper just to make sure that we season every single layer of flavor. So all I'm gonna do is just sprinkle some on the top layer. We definitely won't be using all this. You just want to kind of like give it a nice little coat. Like this. Shake it off. Flip it over. You might actually be able to use some of the other stuff from the others. Flip it over. And then we're going to do the other side. So this one's good from the other ones. Just a little bit more flour. You can also skip this step if you are trying to be a little bit healthier, but I think it really just gives extra flavoring and a nice crisp to the chicken. So just finish that, and now they're ready for the pan. Okay, so I went ahead and added 2 pats of butter into this little saucepan or saute pan, and it is hot, and so now we're gonna go ahead and add in the chicken. Probably only gonna be able to fit 2, but that's all right. Just add that in and let these cook on medium-high until they are well done and finished. So the chicken is finished, and I just want you all to look at this crisp. It looks amazing, so delicious. And I just topped it on top of the pasta. It's gonna be moved back into the sauce, but for now, I just thought it'd be good to pop it on the pasta and let all the juices run off into the pasta. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slice up this shallot. I went ahead and took off all of the layering, and I split it in half. And I also wanted to mention that while your chicken is cooking, you can go ahead and add in a little bit of olive oil so that your butter does not burn. You definitely don't want burnt butter on your chicken because then it just makes it taste weird and bitter. So for this, all you're gonna do is cut it down half, and literally just go down like this so that you get tiny little slivers, this part's bad, on the shallot. And that is all you have to do. We also have our minced garlic, and I'm going to turn around and put this in the leftover grease and chicken leftovers, and then we're gonna deglaze it. So you're gonna go ahead and let these cook for a little bit, just until they're translucent, and I'm cooking them in the leftover butter and oil from the chicken. Once these are translucent, you can go ahead and pop in the garlic, and you're gonna wanna make sure that the temperature is on low so that you do not burn the garlic. That's the worst. And we're just gonna let this cook and keep stirring it around. It smells delicious from the butter. Onions are perfect, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in the minced garlic. And I'm just gonna stir this around for about 30 seconds. Now it's time for the fun part. I went ahead and turned up the heat just a little bit, and I'm going to pour in the white wine to deglaze the pan. And this is just to really pick up all of the leftover juices and hardened pieces from the chicken. And it's gonna pick that up. You wanna make sure your heat is on high. Stir it all together, and we're gonna let it reduce. Perfection! It reduced in half, and guys, it smells delicious. Now I'm gonna add in the chicken broth. Just toss that in there. Make sure the heat is still on high, and we're just gonna let this cook down for a few more minutes. And with the white wine, I would recommend using a Pinot Grigio or like a Chardonnay for the cooking. I really think that those are crisp and perfect for cooking, but use something that you would actually drink. Don't cook with something that you don't like to drink. Cut a lemon in half, and then using both sides, you're gonna go ahead and put the juices in the pot with all of the wine and the chicken broth, the garlic and the onions. And this is really gonna bring a lot of flavor to this dish. I love using lemon in it, but if you would rather use half of it, go ahead. I'm gonna also slice this lemon in slices and just place them over the chicken breast when the dish is finished, just to really get the top layer some yummy, delicious lemon flavor. The lemon juice was added, and I'm just gonna sprinkle in a little bit of salt, making sure every piece of this recipe is seasoned. Stir that all together. And I think I've decided that I'm gonna use cream for this tonight, for the recipe tonight. I really am I'm feeling it. And so I'm gonna grab the cream behind me, and then I'll show you what to do. Before I add the cream, I'm gonna add the 2 pats of butter that we had left over. Put that on the side. This is gonna really help make a velvety sauce. Extremely creamy and delicious. I turned down the heat to about medium. I'm just gonna let that melt. And then I'm gonna slowly add in tablespoon by tablespoon of this heavy cream until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. I've turned up the heat, and I'm adding about a tablespoon. Well, go ahead and add 2. Just like that. I'm gonna stir it together, and you're gonna get a lighter cream sauce. And this is exactly what you're looking for. You wanna see the bubbles, and you wanna be able to scrape this spatula and watch it come back. So we're just gonna let this thicken up a little bit and add a tiny bit more cream. I added in the chopped parsley, and guys, it smells amazing. This is exactly what you're looking for. You're not looking for a super thick sauce. You're just looking for something that's gonna lightly coat your chicken and your pasta. And I'm gonna add in the capers. Give that a spin. Yum. I love capers. They give saltiness that you need. It is perfect. Okay, now it's time to serve and eat this baby because it looks and smells delicious. I'm just gonna serve up a little bit of pasta underneath. Just a little. Perfect. And a chicken breast. Whoa! A chicken breast. That looks delicious. And I'm just gonna add on the sauce right on top. Just go ahead and pour a little bit. There you go. And just push it all around so that every piece gets coated. Now it's time to try it. Let's see. I'm just gonna cut right in. Perfect. Need a little bit of the pasta too. Okay. That is so good. The chicken has the perfect buttery crunch, and the noodles are coated perfectly. It's not a super creamy dish. It's not heavy. And with the last few moments of summer, this is a perfect dish for after school or a dinner for your family. I'm excited for this dish, and I'm ready to finish eating it. I'll see you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.